How you doing? I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Mike, and this is a 1958 Beck Lister. This particular car was built by Chuck up in the high desert in California, 1999. I received the car probably around late 2000, and then proceeded to build it. It was basically a roller painted. So I'd like to go through some of the features of the car. This was the first car I drove Chuck crazy to get me a convertible top with side windows so I could use it here in the Northeast. So it has a raised cowl section, raised windshield, convertible top, side windows, and basically in the winter there's enough heat that comes through to just keep you warm. So I'll basically use this car all year long through the winter, as long as the roads are clean, even though the snow's up on the sides of the road. I like to use my car. So it has about 18,000 miles. Currently I'm running a GM LSX 454. It has had some twin turbos on it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up some of the compartments and show you what's cooking. The trunk. So what we have is, this is GM's new LSX 454 with the help of Rocco Parker GM and Thompson engines. It's got a tune on it with a 950 Holley of 650 horsepower with about 620 foot-pounds of torque. 2-inch primary headers that I made up for this. You can see where some of the twin turbo components are still here. Basically it had two Ray J 88mm turbos running 15 pounds of boost, and the headers would come out right through here with 6-inch cans. It had about 800 to 900 horsepower. Here's some of the pictures from one of the museum's car shows that I had done, and you can clearly see the turbos and pipes, and pretty wild setup. Basically could break the tires loose at any speed just about, and because of that, Chuck was nice enough to sacrifice some real Halibrands. You can see the name here, the centers, and then we called BBS and we got some halves, and we made 13.5-inch rims. We're running 335s on the rear. Randy was nice enough to make a set of flares. Chuck had an old mold, and it's got the ribbon theme, which is, you know, basically most of the English cars had that. Carried that through with the windshield also. I kind of like it. I think it's pretty neat. In the front we've got PS Engineering wheels, which Chuck had made the mold for these for PS, and we're running 265s. It's also running, it's got one of the first clutches in the country for the LSX engines. That was through McLeod. It's got a Tremec TKO transmission, 5-speed, 0.86 overdrive, probably good for over 200 miles an hour. I've been 186 in this car with just 500 horsepower, so with a 4-speed Richmond. Also, this top, I've redone the latches here because I've had them open up years ago. And so anyway, this is done. This top right now with the 2 safety screws and those latches is good for 145 miles an hour. I think that's pretty neat. I use the car, like I said, all year long. In the trunk, you've got fuel cell, fire system, Magna fuel pumps. I've had to move things around here a few times because of the turbos, so I think it could use just a little bit of reorganization, but this works. It's functional. You can see the huge pickup in the tank. And here you can see I put one of these on, so you can see how the windows work here. And typical Beck quality. The jams, the way everything's done here. You got your pocket doors. This 3-point part of the cage is removable, and you've got your shutoffs. You've got all the gauges. I put another little extra fire extinguisher there. There's your onboard. You can access wiring through here. It's got wipers, all the signals, everything works on the car. These were, believe it or not, Vespa mirrors, Vespa scooter mirrors. Made up these brackets. I think they're pretty neat. 2-inch primaries on the headers, FM horns. There's just so many things that goes on here. I did add a scoop on this car because of the turbos. We had the bonnet on top of the engine. Needed a little bit more clearance. Pretty tough car to put a scoop on, so I bought a big scoop and just kept cutting it and cutting it and cutting it till I got what I wanted. What I like about this, for me anyway, is that it matches the fender lines, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to keep that same design aspect to the car. It's got the plexiglass covers, again patina. I've got a badge that we've had made up through the Lister group, a good bunch of guys. You can see I've got patina along the car, but listen, car is used. It creates a lot of fun, and I think I'd probably just, what I'd like to do at this point is hook up the camera to the inside of the car and show everybody what the performance is like in the car. Do a couple of performance runs, and hope everybody enjoys it.